Hello everyone, this is Pico Entertainment and we are back again, and we're now going to talk about Batwoman and the recent trailer that released online for the upcoming second season, which is due to debut on the CW network on January the 17th. Now quickly, just for a bit of background, we've been covering a lot the series of Batwoman following the recent departure, of course, of Ruby Rose in the lead role as Kate Kane. They've decided to replace the character Kate Kane with another character called Ryan Wilder, who is a black lesbian or LGBTQ, and we know that she's going to be some sort of very streetwise savvy personality with a drug or alcohol addiction, and she will eventually pick up the mantle as Batwoman. There's been a lot of photos released in the last couple of months showing the new lead actress Javicia Leslie in the costume, and you can check out my channel. I'll provide links where I've covered each time various coverage of how she looks in the costume. So we now have the first real full trailer. It's surprisingly only a minute long, and I'm going to quickly comment on really the timing of releasing this trailer, which I think, to be honest, they've made a massive blunder on this, considering if you are into the whole entertainment sphere of news, you clearly would have known the pending announcements of the Marvel Studios and Disney Plus in terms of all their new content that they're releasing on the streaming platform. And prior to that, we've had all the fallout from Warner Brothers and their HBO Max plans, and the reactions from esteemed directors and filmmakers. So there's a lot of buzz surrounding those particular projects. So this really was the worst time to release a trailer, because I've looked and there's not really much in terms of trending or buzz or discussion about it. So I just think quickly they made a major mistake in terms of the release of this trailer. Wrong time to do it, but despite that, we've still got it, and like I said, it's only a minute long. They did cram a lot of footage. We had a lot of quickly edited clips, so I think maybe as well they didn't want to spoil too much of what goes on this season, because we are making, of course, that transition from Kate Kane to Ryan Wilder, and I don't think they want to give away details of how that's going to happen within the show, so I can give him some leeway in that respect. So we're just going to quickly go over details of the trailer, and we go in the opening scene where we see Alice in the tunnels, and I think this is shortly picking up at the end of the first season. We'll be going into spoiler territory now. If we go into this scene here, and I think it picks up shortly after the climatic end to the first season, where we saw the fact that Alice had killed Mouse because they were both on their way to departing Gotham and set up a new life for themselves, but Alice just couldn't tear herself away from getting revenge on Kate, who, if you remember, had her apprehended, and that's when her and Mouse were locked up in the mental asylum. So she turned back, and that's where we're really facing off, and that's when we also had the reveal that the Thomas Elliot character, or Hush if you know your comic mythology, had camouflaged himself. They gave him a new mask as Bruce Wayne. So that's really where we're picking up. So it looks like a similar scene as what we'd seen in the tunnel here. We then get another scene where we see a shrine made to Kate Kane, and we get the newspaper clipping. It's very brief. If you blink, you'll miss it, but it has the headline, "Whatever Happened to Kate Kane?" And then we see the mourning over the seemingly passing of Kate Kane. So that's how they're going to play it in terms of the public perception within Gotham, is that Kate Kane has passed away or disappeared, and everybody's mourning her loss. We get another scene where we see the protesters. Because Kate Kane is gone, that means also that Batwoman has been absent, and the show had established to an extent that she was seen as the perceived saviour of the city, so the crowds are very angry about her absence. We then get more clips of Ryan Wilder picking up the costume, trying on. We see those close clips of her putting on the mask, and then we see her strutting around, taking on criminals, driving the Batmobile. And I have to say, Javicia looks quite good in the costume when it's in full flow. I've always said to hold back some criticism when you see these on-set photos of people in these costumes to begin with, because it always looks better in full motion than what it does in still photos. So always reserve that criticism. And yeah, she looks okay. She looks convincing when she's in the fight scenes, punching and kicking all the criminals. No real issues in terms of that. Again, the cowl on her, I don't know, still looks a bit wrong. We see her where she's got the more permed hairstyle. If you go back to the initial first photos that we got of Javicia in the costume, she had that more straightened red hairstyle, and I've been a bit of back and forth. What is the better look? Is it the more straight red head, or is it more the black permed hairstyle? So it looked okay in a couple of clips here. We'll wait and see. Maybe it'll just take a bit of time to get used to as we watch the episodes throughout. So really there wasn't more in terms of revelations here. We just catch up with various characters. We see Sophie at knife point, I think. We also see Julia, I think, held in captive by Alice, and it will be interesting actually to see how they handle the transitioning from Kate Kane to Ryan Wilder. How will they address it? Will it be done in one episode, or will they take a couple of episodes to really establish what has happened to Kane, and at the same time build Ryan's introduction into the fold, how she meets Luke, how she comes across the costume. We see later on in this trailer how she's strutting around with Luke around Wayne Enterprises, seemingly now in charge, almost telling Luke what to do. That's an interesting dynamic. You would have thought it would be the other way round to begin with, because she's come across the costume. How will she get the costume? That'll be an interesting point of contention as well. Will they keep Alice as the main villain throughout the whole season? That's another query that I had going forward. Initially, you may think they may keep Alice around for the first couple of episodes. Maybe she gets killed off, and then that will then sever them of all ties regarding Kate Kane, and then they can move forward with their own story. That's one way that they might go. Or maybe because Ryan Wilder's a new character and the writers aren't sure how quickly fans will get used to her, they may keep Alice around for the whole season, because judging from a lot of people's opinions and reviews, one of the best aspects that is viewed of the Batwoman is Rachel Skarsten's performance as Alice. A lot of people seem to like and relate to her and the way that she portrays the character. So if that's a plus for the show, they may keep her around for the whole season. That gives you then that established villain already. You can keep Alice around and at the same time build up Ryan Wilder as she adjusts to the suit and the weaponry and interacting with Luke as well. So you've got your already established villain there. They may decide to do that, or they may kill off Alice early on, because what you also have to remember is that season 1 was closed out quickly by 2 episodes because of the COVID outbreak. So we'll never know how season 1 might have ended. So the first couple of episodes might be the last remaining episodes of season 1, where we get some sort of closure of the act in terms of Alice and what she planned to do in the future. And again, those plans would have had to be rewritten again following Ruby Rose's departure from the show. So, and will they introduce some new villains? I think that's one of my biggest criticisms of the Batwoman show. You can check out the review also within my channel, that the villains weren't very substantial at all. They weren't even the standard of villain of the week. They were basically no real villains of real impression on the show, apart from Alice, of course. So that's something they need to work on and improve on, hopefully for this season 2 going forward ahead. So there's not really a lot more to comment on. Like I said, it was only a minute-long trailer, very quick clips, nothing too revealing overall. We are keeping most of the characters from season 1. Will they change the continuity halfway through for season 2? I still believe they should have recast the Kate Kane character, but we're moving forward now. I do hope that Javicia has success with this character, and if they do, then it will give them maybe confidence to go ahead with a 3rd season, but that's a long way from predicting right now. We'll just need to focus on season 2 and see how the early buzz and reaction is going forward when the first episode airs on Sunday, January the 17th. So those are my thoughts for now on the Batwoman Season 2 trailer. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you more excited or less excited for the show? What areas do you think it can improve on? What are your impressions of Javicia in the costume? Do you think she convinces, or are you still not sure about how she looks in the costume? Those are my thoughts for now on the Batwoman Season 2 trailer. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please hit those like and subscribe buttons to help me grow this channel and provide more high content for you. But that's it for now. Take care of yourselves, stay at safe distances, and I will see you very, very soon.